thank you everyone for joining us today on the Brown Dad. We are here with the very, very dynamic Ganesh Bacha Poojary. And Ganesh was actually nominated on the Economics Time as India's top 250 managers. He was also on the Forbes list of India's top 100 managers twice, 2 years in a row. So Ganesh, thank you for so much for making the time for being with us here today. Please say something about yourself. Please say hello to our viewers.
Hi, hello. Thank you, Ryan, for hosting me, and thank you for your time. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're doing this all the way from Mumbai, and it's an honor to be doing this all the way in Canada. It's this time difference over here. It's about 12 o'clock in the night. What's the time there now? About 10:30 in the morning. Just about.
It's close to 11,
Yeah.
10:55.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we took
And
some time in the setup, and that being said, it's definitely an honor to be here with you today. Um, Now, Ganesh, you've obviously come from very humble beginnings, right? Like we'd like to share that with our viewers. You grew up in Mangalore. You're originally from Mangalore, India. Yeah. And
yeah.
and what part of Mangalore, if you don't mind sharing that with our viewers? What part of
Oh,
Mangalore?
yeah. Hi. First of all, I'm not happy, Rainer. No, the technology has gone so high. It would have been great if you had invited me to Canada and done these interviews. I would have enjoyed Canada. So right? So I belong to a small village called Kodi,
Yeah.
which is part of Manipal or Mangalore, you call,
Right.
which is just 15 to 20 kilometers away from Manipal.
Right.
It's one of the beautiful place, which is a completely covered by water.
Right.
One side is sea,
Right.
Indian Ocean Sea, and the second side is the creek.
Right.
So it's well connected. And in our childhood, we had nothing to go to our village in terms of bridge or we have to literally go by boat.
Right.
Now, yeah, it's developed. We have a concrete bridge to go to our hometown.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Well, no, that's amazing, right? And you had something to do with that building of the bridge.
No, I got nothing to do with that bridge. Yeah.
Well, no, that's. We had a great chat earlier, right? And we had this obviously this a little history behind where you grew up and what it is that you were doing. Moving behind, back to your childhood days. If you don't mind sharing with our viewers what it is that your dad was, what his profession was, because obviously you're this very successful manager that's now vice president of HR management systems, if I'm not mistaken, and admin, right? Yeah,
Human
services.
resource management services,
Right, right,
and the administration. Yeah.
right, right. And your dad obviously came from a little more humble beginning, right? What is it that he was doing, if you don't mind sharing with our viewers?
So my dad was a farmer. He used to harvest rice and also have coconut. Uh,
Nice.
um, it's way back 1996. So
Right.
that's the time I decided to move to Mumbai.
Right.
Prior to that, I was staying, till my 10th. I was in a place called Kodi, which I mentioned, in a
Right.
beautiful
Right.
village.
Right.
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 We used to have our ancestor land, in terms of farming, our
Right.
own rice, and we used to have a good amount of coconut trees where we used to grow coconuts.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So because of some XYZ reason, we have to lose our land because of ancestral disputes or a financial crisis. That led to lose amount of land, and my dad has to from own farming to he has to work for elsewhere
Right.
for making our own daily needs.
Right. Right.
Right.
And
That's where when I completed my 10th, then I thought that though I was very much keen of managing a farming, but
right.
there is no much opportunity left with us. Then I was also interested in studying further,
Right.
but because of the financial crisis, then I thought of moving to Mumbai. Uh, so that helped me in terms of
Right.
reaching this level today.
Right.
That decision was right decision in terms of coming to Mumbai and studying in
Right.
a
Right.
day till my graduation and
Right.
studying in night college
Right.
and doing my PG in MBA Finance
Right.
from Symbiosis.
Right.
And that helped me to reach this level and kind of a role model for some of village kids today. And they follow me. Most of the kids are kind of got good amount of visibility.
Right.
If you are in a bad safe in a early child life,
Right.
there is an opportunity elsewhere to make your career better.
Right. 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 No, definitely. I mean, you're a testament to all of that, right? Coming from those humble beginnings and I'm assuming you also actually did farming, right?
Yeah,
What
yeah.
what was that like?
So
Like you physically did like planting
yeah, yeah.
of the
So
rice and
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So we used to have two season. One is for a rice growing. That's generally monsoon.
Right.
That's one time in a year
Right.
because of its coastal. You can't do a multiple harvesting of rice.
Right. Right.
Uh, Monsoon you have to do a harvesting of rice.
Right.
I used to assist my dad and mom
Right.
because labor even that time it was kind of a concern
Right.
because at the end of the day, whatever you grow, you have to pay for the labor also because all
Right.
our siblings and all our cousins, we used to do our own farming. We hardly hire from outside, right?
Right. Right.
That I was very fond of in terms of working with my dad and parents and siblings in the field.
Right.
That's where I gain good amount of knowledge. Even tomorrow, if situation comes, I can go back and do a farming.
Right. Right. Right.
Then on the summer, we didn't had any technology to supply the water to coconut tree.
Right.
We literally have to go to a pond and take the water and pour it to our coconut trees to grow coconut.
Right. Right.
So those work I used to do with my siblings. So morning,
If you don't
generally
mind
wake up
sharing,
at 4.
if you don't mind sharing, how many siblings do you have? Or
We are total 10.
10?
I'm
Okay.
the youngest in the family.
Nice. So you
Right.
got bullied a lot.
Yeah.
Usually the youngest gets bullied a lot, right? So I mean, your the story that you share, like the experiences that you share, is very similar to what my own dad grew up with, because he did grow up in a very, I mean, they had their own rice farms as well, and they actually grew paddy fields and did all of that stuff. So I think that's definitely a very difficult thing to do, right? And there's definitely an appreciation for that farming uh, for that farming career. It's definitely it's got its own set of challenges. I think it's very difficult, but kudos to you. I mean that set you up for moving into a totally different city, and I believe language was also a barrier for you, right? Because you didn't grow up
Yeah.
speaking Hindi or English, or what was the language of conveyance in Mangalore at the time?
So I was typically speaking only Kannada.
Okay.
So till my 10th, it was only Kannada. Though we had English Hindi that is started only after sixth standard one word,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
By the time 10th, we were just only studying the learning the words,
Right.
maybe how to construct the sentence in English and Hindi.
Right.
That was the situation which I had,
Right. Right.
right?
Right.
When we came to Mumbai, it's like I'm completely handicapped.
Right.
I was doing all sign languages while talking to uh, uh, other people in Mumbai.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's very difficult, right?
Yeah.
You came to Mumbai. What is the opportunity you will have? So
Yeah.
the opportunity for you, any Mangalorean or any South Indians who, when generally they come after 10, the
Right.
best opportunity for them to work in a hotel and
Right.
do the cleaning,
Right. Right.
right? Do the cleaning. So because
Right.
there you don't need to interact with any
Interact.
of the customers,
Right.
right? You will
Right.
only do the people who are associated with you,
Right. Right.
clean the stuffs.
Right.
Fortunately, one of my the elder sibling, he was in Mumbai, so
Right.
he didn't put me into any that kind of job.
Right. Right.
But he made me to stay for a couple of months with him
Right.
and stay at home and understand the geography of Mumbai and try and learn, connect with some of the own people,
Right.
understand Hindi or English,
Right.
and made me to work one of his friend company on a very lower level,
Right.
office assistant level.
right,
That helped me to move around. The work was assigned to me is to just to deliver the paper
right,
or envelopes. So that
right,
time courier was so expensive.
right,
They used to hire office assistant to manage this kind of job.
right,
So that helped me to understand Mumbai geography,
right,
read and learn language,
right, right, right,
which I did almost for 2 years. So
right,
that was the base to build. One is to understand the language, or second is understand the people,
right.
and the third is how to connect, how to learn different language.
And then obviously
Then
learning to manage the finance, because I mean, coming in from a financial
yeah,
challenge, right, and coming into this space
yeah,
where not only do you have to
yeah,
manage your school, but now work at the same time, and manage
yeah.
that household, so to speak, right? So
Absolutely.
yeah,
My first salary when I joined the company called Crossland Housing and Construction,
yeah,
1996. I was at home. I came to Mumbai in May 1996.
mm-hmm.
I was at home till August, and August is the first salary I got 1500.
Right,
So I have three things to do. One, to take care of my studies. Third, I need to spend for the place where I used to stay and
right,
take care of my daily needs. And
right,
the third, I need to send the third portion to my family, my
right,
parents who stay in Mangalore.
right,
So
right,
I used to break 1500 into three and divide by three and 500.
right,
So that's how I manage my finance from that day onward.
right, right. It's definitely
Yeah,
challenging, right? I can imagine. And even back then, I can't imagine that 1500 went very far, right? It's
yeah.
not it's not easy. Definitely not easy. I mean, obviously, then from there you moved on to bigger, better things, ending up from there in the Aditya Birla Group, and then moving on eventually to Star TV, right? And I had the luxury of actually taking a little tour, thanks to you. Thank you for that. And then now, obviously, you've moved on into a senior, like a VP position with HR, and you said, as you said, management systems. So how does that, how do you manage that with obviously now as a dad and having you've got two kids, right? How do you manage that? Because you work what, 5 days, 6 days a week?
5 days a week. You see, when I came to Mumbai, it was a 6 days a week,
Right,
Monday to Saturday,
right,
and those days were really, the most importantly that um, how you managed your childhood, how your
right,
parents used to manage.
right,
There is no weekday or weekends. There is
right,
no month holidays, nothing, right?
right,
You used to manage all 7 days working, and
right,
every day is a working day.
right,
So that was not a challenge for me to have 4 days a week or 5 days a week or a 6 days a week,
right,
because in Mangalore we used to work every day.
right,
The day used to start from morning at 4:30 a.m.
right,
and evening whatever time you're comfortable, because you're working for your own.
right,
You're not working for anyone else.
right,
And no Saturday, no Sunday. So
right,
every day is working.
right, right,
When I came to Mumbai, it was when I started my job. It was Monday to Saturday,
right,
morning 9:30 to 6:30, and
right.
after that I used to have my college 6:30 to 10 o'clock,
Wow. Okay.
10 p.m.
Right.
So I used to have college, and it was not so easy life.
Right.
And the place I used to stay, there's something called Virar, which is other corner of Mumbai.
Right.
The
Right.
college and the workplace is one place, that's at the Nariman Point.
Right.
That is the other corner of Mumbai,
Right.
and living place is the other. That's literally that train.
Right.
Where the train starts where I used to work, the train ends where I used
Right.
to live.
Right.
Uh, right?
They're two
So
different
it's
ends
kind
of
of
the two
two
different.
different end.
Yeah.
But it I took a good amount of advantage of that benefit, right?
Right. Right.
Because I hardly used to get sleeping time at home.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
I have to start at 5 o'clock so that I prepare myself for the morning to maybe ironing a cloth or getting a tiffin ready,
Right.
uh, have those stuffs and pack up from home at 7:30,
Right.
catch
Right.
the train because it to take 2 hours to reach the place.
Right. Right.
And in the evening after college, I used to reach back around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the
Right.
night.
Right.
So you hardly left time for yourself
Right.
where you will study.
Right.
But those 2 hours one way, that's 4 hours, I used to take advantage of sleeping for 1.5 hours in a train.
Right.
The remaining 1.5 hours, I used to study
Right.
whatever I was taught for the day. I used
Right.
to learn those things.
Right.
So that had really helped.
Right.
Effective utilization of time,
Right.
which helped in a bigger way
Yeah.
in the
So you used
early
to
age of my
study on the
life.
train as well. Did you find?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
absolutely, it's
Yeah.
it's it's really because it was a two different point end to end.
Right.
You know that where to get down, where to
Right.
catch the
Right.
train,
Right.
and in between it is you're not supposed to
Yeah.
drop, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
you
it.
the moment you get in train, you sleep.
Yeah.
So so, so I used to have those times, otherwise it is tough. And
Yeah.
God, sometimes you feel it's tough, but if you are able to manage those situations well, you literally enjoy those moments. You
Yeah.
never find it tough.
Yeah. No, it gives you it definitely gives each of our viewers a sense of an experience that if you do work hard, nothing's impossible, right? Because you've definitely come from, as you said, that 7 days a week and that mindset of having that no day of rest really translated into so many other things and the fruitfulness that comes from it. So
Absolutely. 7 days at hometown,
yeah.
6 days in the first job, 5 days in the third job, now 4 days in a week on the fifth job.
So
It's a bonus, right?
yeah.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, I guess over time you get to reap the fruits of your harvest, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
If we had a tough time in early age,
Yeah.
whatever you get as a bonus in the
Right.
later stage.
Right. Right.
So it's a different thing today. My children, they will work only 5 days a week, maybe our remote.
Right.
Tomorrow they
Right.
have to work from office.
Right.
Tomorrow they have to work from office 2 days to 4 days or 4 days to 5 days.
Right.
They will feel it's a different challenge altogether.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. Like we are now in 300 years of existence, human existence. We are lucky to be born in this era where we're able to do this Zoom chat thing, right? Like we're able to connect literally across different countries, different time zones, and where years before, like in the years past, even in when we were children, we wouldn't. And coming back to that, I mean, you grew up in Mangalore where no TV and no electricity, right? So I mean, all the way up to grade 10, you didn't even have that, and that experience is something. So, I mean, obviously, you've seen a lot of poverty, having to go through all of that, and then the hard work and where it is that you are here. So, what type of and so that obviously impacts how it is that you manage your children. So, what type of dad do you aspire to be?
I think the integrity and the honesty. I think these two are a very important part in your life.
Right,
Okay, that's what is I learned from my parents.
right,
No matter what kind of difficulties they had
right,
when using our lands or having a disputes within our family for the ancestral properties, we
right,
went all sibling went through a tough time those
right,
days.
right,
My parents never gone to notch or bought somebody's the earnings or
right,
lands,
right,
but literally gone with the norms and the laws and the rules and regulations,
right.
and whatever is ours we should get, and comply with those integrity and be honest with your life,
Right,
and rest is destiny, and
right,
you will earn your own.
right.
You don't need to grab others uh, uh, earnings or
Yeah, you don't
others
need to go on.
assets.
Yeah,
um, in any way, right? Even in your educations, don't cheat. From the childhood you've been taught not to cheat.
right,
uh,
right,
you study your own, you write your own exams, you come out of your own result.
right,
So I think those honesty, in spite of having so much of trouble, we were struggling for two times meal that time
right,
when we were having those disputes.
right,
But we never gone through such kind of situation where our parents taught us, okay, go to others' field or coconut tree and grab something.
right,
But
right,
it's okay if we don't have anything. It's okay.
right,
It's a matter of time. We
right,
will survive. We will
right,
do our best.
right.
I think that's what is the things which inspired me, and I'm following those things. I'm even
That mindset to
teaching my
just
kids.
keep going and grinding, I think that's the key, right? That really determines. Because I mean, the I was reading about success in business, and they say, 9 out of 10 businesses fail. The reason for that, the the reason for the 10th business to succeed is because they tried that 10 times. They failed 9 times, and then they're trying that 10 times, right? And it's just that mindset for you to actually get up and do it no matter what, and to be able to do that for your kids and to do it with honesty and integrity. That's very commendable. Thank you for sharing that. So then, how does that impact what it is that you see for your child? Do you have the same aspirations for your child to then go into these management type of roles, or uh, what is it that you foresee for him or her?
Say, definitely, I will. I will. Unfortunately, they didn't have an opportunity to see my parents. Right, when they born, kind of
Right.
my parents are not living.
Okay.
They didn't get an opportunity to interact, what kind of life they went through, and
Right.
learn something from them.
Right.
But
Right.
definitely, I any case, some or the other way, I teach them how our parents used to do,
Right.
and similar way we should follow.
Right.
Though today you have everything in your hand,
Right.
but it was not a situation where I was growing. Right,
Right.
I
Right.
was growing. I was struggling for even two times meal. Today you
Right.
are having everything on your plate, and you just name
and
it.
and the brand
You just
name, right?
yeah, yeah. You can you talk about brand today. I will not even know the brand the B at that time,
Right.
right?
Right.
You simply you just sitting at home. You just take your mobile and you just order from Swiggy, Zomato what you want to eat, uh,
Right.
and you shop with the Amazon or Flipkart what you want.
Right.
Which everything is available, but that is subject to something somebody made that luxury available for you,
Right.
which is literally not yours. That is not you who have made it.
Right.
But um, having said that, not it is not. It is definitely their rights to enjoy their parents' earnings.
Right.
But but I teach them what to enjoy, what not to enjoy.
Right.
Right?
And to use
Yeah.
it with
So
diligence, right?
yeah.
To use the
So
luxury with
yeah,
diligence, right?
yeah. So fortunately, I see my kids also taking my footsteps, and somewhere they know. I keep telling about my story. That helps. Sometime some people get bored to say their own stories about what to say about it. Sometimes people feel that what are you, how are you different than others?
Right.
There are thousand people who have also struggled. Like some of the people are saying Sundar Pichai has gone from such a troubled life. Yes, he's also our inspiration. See,
Yeah.
look at he from where to where.
Right.
His father, if his father has not invested
Right.
the entire year's salary on buying his San Francisco ticket,
Right.
he would have not gone to that level today, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
it's. I think Pichai must have gone to that level, but ultimately the sacrifice done by his parents, something to be recognized,
Right. Right.
right?
It
If
is,
his parents have not invested,
yeah, no, and that's very true, right? Because here at Brown Dad, I mean, at the Brown Dad, we're always trying to showcase, the sacrifice that parents, and more like in the case of dads, the sacrifices that they do, but and obviously that change of patriarchy to partnership is a big portion of that, and and that sacrifice allows those children to bear the fruit of it, right? Like I was looking at a meme that has a kid saying thank you to his dad for planting a tree. The dad will never get to eat that tree, the fruit of that tree, but sometimes it's only the kids that get to do that. So, I mean, it's definitely commendable, as I said, to do all of those things, and to give your kids that kind of luxury. Now, that being said, I mean, you are definitely the first dad that we have interviewed that is, cross border, in the sense that cross border back home in India still. Have you ever considered migrating?
I will migrate definitely. I will go back and reside and take out my remain life
Hmm.
in my hometown. I already have a house
Right.
built there. Um, I have my own space attached to Indian Ocean Sea.
Nice.
I will enjoy my life there. Though I had my childhood life was bad,
Right.
but I'm sure that my retired life is going to be different.
No, I meant
Uh,
migrating internationally. Would you ever consider migrating internationally?
Not really, because I'm already 45 at this moment. 50% of my life, even if you say that 90 years is your this thing.
The
So
age of
50% of my life is already given to India.
right,
I think I don't think that why should I migrate to a different country? I think
right,
when there are so many opportunity stuffs available in India.
right,
I interact with some of my colleagues, my friends who migrated from India to Australia or Canada or some other countries.
right,
People keep saying that they migrate for a better future. When it came better future, better money,
right.
better infrastructure, better
Yeah,
life.
right,
I think which is definitely true.
right,
Is those things are not available in India? I think they are available, but only thing that you should know how to grab those opportunities.
right,
Having said that, there is nothing wrong to migrate to other countries. That's
right,
it's all individual choice of
right,
moving.
right,
I'm very connected and emotionally attached to my family.
right.
I can't literally leave everyone here and
And then just move.
go elsewhere.
Right,
That's the reason. Yes.
right,
When we're talking about better life, okay, financially, I think I've reached some level at this moment. Though I had 1,500 salary when I started, I think today is totally different life
right,
altogether.
right.
Uh, Thanks
Today,
to
today you
all
can
my
eat a meal of
mentors.
1,500 very comfortably for just your child. I think, right? So, I think that's where you are. So it's a very different life. Definitely, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So definitely, when I think I will migrate back to my hometown.
right.
Yeah,
I
which is
mean thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing all of that. You know, it has definitely been a privilege to be able to go through this entire interview with you, and to have this conversation with you, and for you to share your journey with us. You know, on the Brown Dad, I truly appreciate it, and I mean the rest of our team at the Brown Dad definitely thanks you for taking the time to do that. I do have to, as we get to the end of the interview, I'm going to ask you have any words of wisdom for our viewers, you know, something that they can take away. I usually ask pearls of wisdom
so.
at this point in time.
I spoke two things. What I learned from my parents: integrity and honesty. Okay, no
Right,
matter what power you have,
right,
just ensure that you are within that integrity norms and the honesty or the pillar of life.
right,
Um, you grow to an organization from one level to another level, or in a family life.
right,
You are a owner of your family,
right,
but have these things. You are if you are parents to children and you have a spouse,
right,
you are a sole earner for your family, but
right,
integrity plays here too. The
right,
honesty plays here
right,
too,
right,
right?
right,
In,
right.
in the organization, you are in a great power,
Yeah,
but ensure that you comply with those things.
right,
And no matter what level you are, no matter what knowledge you have, but the world is going to different level.
right,
Uh, completely have that learning curve on.
right.
You should continuously learn,
I guess it's
right?
the challenge of being a VP of HR. Your phone constantly rings. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that the learning curve is very important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you won't grow.
Right.
Touch wood. Okay. From where to where today, if I come to some level, definitely I kept myself engaged on the newer environment, newer
Right.
technology,
Right.
newer process, newer
Right.
policies, how the economy works
Right.
across globe.
Right.
Those knowledge I think is
Right.
very important for you to have,
Right.
so that you are completely growing. You
Right.
will, or else you will not grow. You will be at one desk job and you'll continue to do those things.
No, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh,
And
thank
then
you.
lastly, I think it's very important that you completely value those mentors. Okay, I have so many mentors in my life.
Right.
If they were not there in my life, I would have not come to this level. Right from my first job till today,
Right.
I think I had a n number of mentors in my life
Right.
who were instrumental in my growth.
Right.
Definitely your family, the second.
Right.
I think value them. I
Right.
think that makes you different.
Right. Right. No, that's definitely phenomenal, because those mentors, I mean, definitely take you, you know, uh, give you a chance to catapult whatever it is that you want to grow from without having to make those same mistakes. You learn from someone else's mistakes, and I mean the luxury of today being a mentor to so many different people, right? And having that as you mentioned, back home, having that luxury to be a mentor is just such a that whole cycle, of life coming around. So thank you for that. I mean, this definitely brings us to the end of the interview. So I will, in the future, consider bring you on because I know you are a finance expert and you do trade in the in the Indian stock market, and maybe we might bring you on for a little section of that maybe in the future.
No, no, people will lose money. Please don't take my advice.
We always say do your own research, right? But I mean, it'd be
Yes,
interesting to have that conversation on another chat in another time. But thank you so much, Ganesh.
sure.
Thank you so much for doing this interview. It has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for doing it.
Same here, Rainer. Pleasure to be part of this session, and
Yeah,
thank you so much for your time. And very happy to share whatever learning or experience which I have. I hope this will helpful for some of our colleagues
no, thank you,
across.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
thank you so much for making it. And once again, to our
Thank you.
viewers, thank you so much for being here with us today and tuning in for this lovely episode with Ganesh Bacha Pujari. I keep tripping out on my words sometimes, but I've known you for some time, and as I said, it's been an absolute pleasure. So thank you to our viewers for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and you'll see his socials in the bottom. I'm going to probably have to re-record that. You're going to see his socials in the bottom over there. So thank you so much for joining us again, once again on the Brown Dad. Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.